morning, everyone. Sabrina called it. We got EB. No. Yeah. You gonna hire me to do the same thing I'm doing? I've been to the Super Bowl twice in 4 years.
Yeah.
But to go to teams that haven't even been.
Can you imagine? Listen, can you imagine us with the weapons we have? McLaurin and Dotson and all of them ones, and have an offensive coordinator like Bieniemy, and then a mobile quarterback like Lamar. We would be unstoppable. Do you hear me?
I don't know how to even begin. I'm gonna let Sabrina begin because my emotions are all over the place. So Beanie, take it for me.
Ooh, girl. So let me say this. I am definitely torn about this because from the Commander's perspective, I think it's going to do us well. I think it's going to boost us up several levels, especially if we can get some offensive linemen.
Come on here.
Okay. So with him being here, it's going to take us, I believe, to a playoff contender. I really do believe that. So I think it's going to benefit us very well. However, for him as a human being, as a person, and the goals that he may or may not have, I don't understand it. I don't understand how he can go from where he was, just winning the Super Bowl, his second, by the way, to come here, like you said, on a lateral move. To me, I don't see the benefit whatsoever unless he knows something that we don't know, unless he's somehow next in line. But this is my point. If he comes here and he does well, and I believe that he will, they're not going to fire Rivera because now Rivera looks like a genius because you got Rivera, you got Bieniemy, we're winning. Why would they get rid of Rivera? That doesn't help Bieniemy at all. Now he's still stuck in that lower position, and he's never going to get to where he can lead unless he goes somewhere else. So I think this helps us in the short term. I don't see how he's going to be promoted to head coach if we do well. And then if we do badly, they're going to say, see, it's all because of Patrick Mahomes. It's all because of Andy Reid. We knew he couldn't coach. It's almost like he's putting more pressure on himself making this move. So I don't understand it, but I'm glad he's here.
My sentiments exactly. You said everything that I was feeling. Like, I'm happy that he came, but I'm not sure if this is going to be a positive thing on his record. Like I said before, EBtoDC, everybody was chanting it, but they got to fix that line. You trying to plug a hole when it's a crack in the roof. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. They needed a new OC. They did. Some of the play calling was off because Turner couldn't adjust to win. He couldn't. It's like no matter what quarterback was in it. We had 3 in this year. It was still the same agenda. It was still the same play calling. Mm-hmm. So I could see where they exposed his weakness. Okay, great. But you want to plug a leak when it's a crack. Mm-hmm. And the crack is that line is awful. This would have been the conversation. You want me here? You're going to address the problems that I have with what I see? Mm-hmm. Do I get the call now? Go back to because we said in the previous show that Andy was very specific about EB doing all the play calling. Mm-hmm. But that was the last Super Bowl. Since then, it looks like Andy has started doing some play calling again. Like that was one of the reasons why people were like, he doesn't do any play calling. Well, he does do most of it. Like the 2 touchdown runs in the Super Bowl, that was EB. It wasn't Andy.
Oh, see, it's so weird because I've been hearing other things. Like I've been hearing opposite. Like, oh, that was mostly Andy. I've been hearing the opposite of that.
I say that to make EB look bad, but I've been hearing it was EB.
Oh, gosh.
So we don't know who, but we're going to know now. But I'm excited, but I feel sorry for him. This man.
Yeah, I just, and how many years did they give him? Was it 2 or 3? I don't remember. I didn't hear.
2. And it also gave him an additional title. He has a dual title that he didn't have in Kansas City. He's an assistant head coach and the OC. Like that means thing, but I guess it meant something because he took the job. I would love to sit down with him and go, what was you thinking, dude?
I was having a conversation with 2 friends earlier, and 2 of us were on one side, one was on the other, and the conversation was about, it was a difficult conversation, and it was about that thing we don't like to talk about. It was about, race and everything. And I won't say who was on what side, but my thing is this: I'm not the most power to the people type of person. But in this instance, it seems like one of those things where you give the person a title, you know what I'm saying? They try to make them feel better, but they're supposed to have something higher than that. They're well qualified to do way more than what this title that you get. In other words, it's like he's supposed to feel better because he has this title. No, like he's head coach material. he's head coach material. So it just kind of bothers me, like they're doing this to him and that he's accepting it. I don't know. I don't know all of the parts of the deal. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I told him kiss the northeast corner. You crazy if I'm leaving Kansas City. But it's obviously something he's not, like you said, Sabrina, he has never spoken about it. So we don't know what's going on. I hear rumblings that they're not confident that he can actually do proper play calling. I hear rumblings that might be something in his past that I told you, Sabrina, something going on we don't know about. Because no way did I didn't even think about him leaving. I didn't even think twice about him leaving the Chiefs because I wouldn't.
No,
I would not have left the Chiefs to come to be the same thing here.
Yeah.
So, a team that haven't even smelt it in 30 years. You get what I'm saying? But maybe, like you said, maybe there's a plan, maybe there's another agenda, maybe they say come and work out with the Commanders and turn this team around. And this will be the last thing you need to prove your validity. But look at all those people that came from under Andy already that are now quarterbacks. Look at, are now head coaches. Look at all the people that came up from under Belichick that are now head coaches. They don't have the track record that EB does. It always seems like we have to do double the work for half the credit. Like he got 2 Super Bowls. He done been in Super Bowl, was it 3 times? But he's won twice in the last 4 years.
Right.
Now I remember vividly Andy going on defensive EB the last time they won and saying he was doing all the play calling. It wasn't me. I don't know what has transpired since then, but it was clear the last time because they was coming after EB, and then all of a sudden he was getting no more offers and he was still there. So I get it. He may be in his feelings about them not helping him,
and maybe
Andy was doing too much stuff, and so he couldn't get the credit, But
yeah, and that's what I was going to say. Maybe he wants to get from under their shadow to prove, yes, this is me. I can do this. I've been doing this. But how does that? I just don't.
Our organization, stuff like this sometimes don't ever work out right, and I'm afraid. Are they going to get him the pieces they need? It's no needed to bring him here, and you're not going to address the issue. You're not going to address the issue of quarterback. No way shall Howell be the quarterback. I'm sorry. He is not battle tested. He played 1 game and everybody jumping on him. They should throw everybody in the pots and see who come out on top. Pick somebody from the draft. If Lamar is available, take him. Carr, I'm not, and I don't want him. You know what I'm saying? Like a few people are available this year. Galapagos. I'll take him over Carr. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want Carr no type of
exactly. But Sabrina, they always going to do something. So even though it's all on EB, the Commander's going to give him the support and the pieces that he needs.
I believe that they are, and that's my concern. I believe that they are. I believe that we're going to improve. I think we're going to do well. I think we're going to be a contender. But that's my thing. In the long run, if he does well, then of course people are going to be clamoring for him even more. He's probably going to leave, and it just does. I think it benefits us for the short term.
Okay.
It doesn't benefit him for the short term, but in the long run, he benefits and we don't.
Exactly.
That's how I feel.
Vice versa. It's either going to it's going to benefit us and not him, or it's going to benefit him and not us.
Yeah, because I don't see Rivera leaving. Like if Bieniemy comes and we do well, why would they fire him? It wouldn't make any sense. So he's still going to be.
Rivera was never my pick. Riverboat Ron was never my pick for coach. I was ready to sell a farm because Tomlin was having a little bit of, redoing his contract around the time and I was like, please go after Tomlin, but of course they didn't, but he was never my pick as HC.
Yep, he's putting more pressure on himself doing this, and I've heard many times that he's very tough on his players. Like he prepares them to the minute piece of salt level, down to the nitty gritty. He prepares his players. He don't play with them.
They need it.
We absolutely
they was off the chain. Remember the trainer was selling drugs, and this one out at the may rest in peace, at the hotel with strippers, and this one over here not training and chased off with Vaughn doing something to get him hurt. They need it. They might need to pull them all in.
Well, yeah, I definitely think it's needed, but I've heard other people say that because he's so hard, Like some players supposedly hate him because he's so hard. And I'm like,
Then you doing it right. Then you doing it right. Then he
I don't know. But I think it's a good thing. We need discipline. We need excellence. We need somebody that knows what they're doing. And so I think this will be good for us short term. I just don't know how it shakes out in the long run.
Well, let's get the ball rolling where he's signed, he's coming. So, EBtoDC. That's what I'm gonna make a shirt. And let's see how we rock. But that he gotta address some issues. He gotta address that line. He gotta address, they looking on wide receiver coach. They looking, I think it's one the Broncos, I want to say the Raiders are looking at our wide receiver coach to become their OC.
Well, I don't listen, as long as we keep our wide receivers we got and we got let's address this offensive line. Let's get a linebacker or two. And
how you get a new OC and you ain't got no offense? Come on now.
But my thing is, even if
he ain't got no quarterback on no line, that's the offense. That's half of the offense.
Right, but even if
75% of the offense, he ain't got no quarterback. Only thing he got is some running backs and some wide receivers and a half a tight end. Let's keep it real. He ain't got no line, got no quarterback. He working with half of that.
I feel like the offensive line is more important right now. Wait, let me finish. I think the offensive line is more important first than the quarterback, because you can have top tier quarterback, but if he has no protection, you in trouble unless he's mobile. You know what I mean? So I think it should be offensive line first, then quarterback.
I absolutely agree with you, because you can put me back there with a good line and I'm going to make some plays.
You can do something right.
I'm going to be all over that draft pick this year. You hear me? I'm watching it from beginning to end.
They better say nothing else but offensive line.
OL. And the first round of the Commanders, OL.
Yeah.
Second round of Commanders, OL.
That's it.
Then they need to be in the third round, safety.
And linebacker too, I think.
McLaurin and them got to be excited.
They have to be, yeah. Yeah, they have to be. I think this would be good for the entire offense, which will rub off on the entire team as well, because that defensive line is always ready. I think it's just going to make us playoff contenders. Absolutely. Just but looking at the long run, I don't know. So
if they don't address those pieces, we're not going nowhere, Sabrina.
So we have 8 picks, with 2 of the picks being in the 6th round.
I thought we gave our 3rd round to the Colts for Wentz. That was part of his contract.
I hear you, but it says in the 3rd round, we got a compensatory pick for Brandon Scherf. So I guess we gave up one for Wentz.
Because when we traded him to the Jacksonville.
Yeah, so we got rid of one for Wentz, but got it back.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
Just get the pieces we need. Or get a Mr. Irrelevant. That would be beautiful.
Bring Lamar down here. I'm not going to stop saying it. Bring Lamar.
Get our own, man. Sabrina, come on, speak at Prophetess Beanie.
Lamar Jackson, come on through here. This is Gwen and Sabrina telling you, talk to your agent to come on down the Commanders. You see EB is here. You see we need a quarterback. This is our plea unto you. Come on, Lamar. We need you, brother. Let's go.
But let's dive into that a little bit, because this is my area right here, my boo.
Okay.
He need a wide receiver. He needs some good wide receivers. And like we said many seasons ago, they're not going to go to Baltimore because Lamar is too mobile. He's not considered a passing quarterback, right? And you want to say, I want $20 million. Where if you only going to throw to me 50 times, how can we justify giving you $20 million or $10 million if you only going to catch the ball 50 times? Wide receivers don't want to go to Baltimore, the better ones, because they know they're not going to be. And if you do see them on the field, they're going to be double covered. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. It's just so Lamar is in a situation. He's probably going to have to go to a team with wide receivers already are there.
Such as here.
Acquiring them. Exactly. Instead of acquiring them, he probably, if he does decide to leave, they say he's looking at Vegas. He's looking at going to Vegas. I think Vegas is a hot spot because of the new stadium and all that. But that team is worse than ours.
No, he need to come. Lamar, listen, brother. Do some praying and talking to the Lord. He said, "Come here." Is that what he said?
Exactly.
I think I'm saying it, but
pay him or let him go. And the reason, I don't know why they don't want to pay him. They think he's going to be injured. I don't know what they think, but they are not trying to pay that dude. And I think it's a total insult. You don't see other quarterbacks have to put their worth out there like that. That goes back into, your value, know your worth.
Yeah.
So, and with Lamar, Are they going to franchise tag him? He becomes an unrestricted free agent this year, and they have until March the 7th. Are they going to franchise tag or let him go? I said let him go. I would hate to be, as an owner, I wouldn't be a good one because I ain't keeping nobody that don't want to stay. I'm sorry. You go, do you. See the world.
Why don't they? What is the deal with them taking so long? Like,
they don't want to pay him. He wants so much guarantee, Sabrina, and they're afraid that he's going to get hurt. They don't want to pay him all that guarantee money.
Yeah, well, you know why Snyder's still here. He ain't never had no problem spending money. Do that for us, Dan. If you want to bless the people that you've been cutting all these years,
stealing from,
get Lamar here, give him the money, and then go on out into the sunset. Do that for us.
It would be a blessing, yeah, but they got till March the 7th. Let's see what they do. So welcome, EBtoDC, welcome. I hope they rolled out the red carpet for him in a good way. Yes. You know, I'm praying all the best for him, but I'm also going to be praying that he survives. Because I think they put that dude in the catch-22.
Yeah, I don't, anyway.
People come to DC and their records get ruined. It happened to Shanahan when Joe came back, and we had this capacity to always cry people after their prime and stuff like that. It's just not good. We need to wipe and this is a good wipe to say. Turner gone. Riverboat Ron need to leave. I'm going to hold on to Del Rio because he's the best out of all of them. He ain't that, but I got to keep one. Money on the sale online. If you had to get rid of two, who would you get rid of? I would keep Del Rio. And the other two gone, the OC and the head coach.
Yeah, and my thing is, I feel like we're going in the right direction because if Snyder follows through with actually leaving, I feel like that clears the air. You know what I mean? That
gives sold the house to Brandon. He out. We see how this owners meeting go down. He out. I don't think he's staying. We ain't gonna he checked out.
Oh no.
And, you know, and new news on that one. Bezos' name got thrown back in.
Yeah, they say it's 4 bidders now. They say it's 4 now.
Yeah, if he wants it, he can have it. And his name got thrown back in. That dude don't know nothing about no football.
As long as he know how to run a corporation, he can get the people in place to know what they're doing. I just want somebody here. I'm not no Bezos fan. I am not. But I do want somebody here that's going to be about the team, about the fan and the fan experience. That's going to get us the pieces that we need. As long as they do that, okay, let's work with it.
Have that Scooby-Doo could be the owner as long as he's...
And Shaggy too.
We already don't have Shaggy.
Who's Shaggy? What the world?
Well, we don't have Shady.
Lord.
So, shoot. Well, there you have it. Bryson Hill stuff. We just come on real quick and to command the nation and let the world know that EB is in DC.
Thank God. Yeah, that's a good thing.
That is good.
I don't know. I think the man gonna handle it. I just don't know if he's gonna end up as a head coach the way he thinks, and I hate that for him.
I pray to God he gets the opportunity.
Yeah.
And I just want to say this real quick, and then we can leave. Mm-hmm. I saw the most beautiful video. Travis Kelce was on one of the talk shows, and I love football shows. And he was saying, thank the Lord that Rex Ryan did not pick him because he was supposed to go in the first round, but he was supposed to go as the first tight end. He went as the 5th because Rex Ryan had an opportunity to pick him. And guess who Rex went with over him?
Who?
Geno Smith.
Wow.
So that's where Reed got Kelce because Rex picked Geno.
Wow.
So Kelce was like, thank the Lord I wasn't. So sometimes you need to thank God that your plan is not his plan.
Yeah.
The way you doing is not the way. So that's where I'm going to end this. Is this a move of God? Like, you know, so thank God the Chiefs didn't, or somebody else didn't take him, and he came to Commanders, and this was the path to get to his HC role. We'll see. But I'm praying for a positive. But that blew my mind when Kelce said that. He said, if Rex had the opportunity to pick him or Geno Smith, and he went with Geno Smith. Okay. And that's when Andy Reid called him, look, he's 2 Super Bowl wins in. And you know what I'm saying? So sometimes you have to be glad that you wasn't picked or chosen.
Oh gosh.
By the one that you wanted to choose you.
That's a word. Let me pass the offering plate.
Come on now, you better thank God. Jesus. Have a great one. I'm Gwen.
I'm Sabrina.
Stay safe, stay blessed, love someone. Bye.